Hello my beautiful friends, and we continue our lessons from englishlime. So as you can see from our board that in the previous lessons we learned adjectives, their degrees, comparative and superlative. And I explained to you the basic rules how to make these degrees in English language. So we have ER rule, plus we have more and adjective. And in the superlative degree, we have EST at the end and the most and the adjective. So these are regular adjectives. So it means that we also have irregular adjectives. And in this level, I will introduce you three of them. Irregular means you have to memorize them, you have to remember them. That is all. And it's very easy. You don't have these rules, ER, EST. You just remember the adjective, the ready form. So let's start with the first one. The first one is good. Everybody knows this adjective, I think. Good. All right. So good, better, better. So you see, completely different words. You just have to remember it, right? So let me write the example. I'm going to write it here. So I think you remember the structure. So I will clean it really carefully. So, let me write the example sentence. Do you remember our sentence with John? So, let's use this example. Again, we will compare John to Bob. So, John is better than Bob, for example, like a student. John is a better student than Bob. So I write here, John is a better, because we will use noun here, student, than Bob. So we have comparison, John and Bob. That's why I use this than, right? Here we also have than. I will write it here so you don't forget. Than Bob. And we have the ready construction, our adjective. Better, irregular one, right? So John is a better student. Or you can say John is better than Bob, in short, right? So I wanted to underline that it's about studying. So, and the next one, I will write right away the superlative degree, okay? It will be easy for you. The next one is superlative degree, the best. The best. Again, what do we use here? We have this definite article there and completely new adjective, right? The best. So you just memorize it. Good, better, the best. Good, better, the best. So let me write the example. Let's take the same person, John. So John is the best in the class. John is the best in the class. Do you remember I told you we have the category of all the students, right? John is the best. This is category, the class, and he is the best. Don't forget about the article the. John is the best. He is the best. I'm the best. They are the best. Oh, this is the best, right? This is the best day in my life, right? The whole life and this is the best day. All right, we will continue with the next one. So good, the opposite is bad. Let me write it. Bad. And comparative degree for adjective, for this adjective, bad is worse. Worse. Worse, right, than something. Let's take the same John. Okay, imagine that. Okay, let's take Bob. Imagine that he's not good as John, and we will write Bob. Bob is worse than John. Why? Because John is better than Bob, right? Good is positive, bad is negative one. They are opposite adjectives. So Bob is worse comparison than John. We have than showing that we compare Bob to John. And we have the ready adjective, worst. And superlative degree for this adjective, bad, worst, will be the worst. The worst. Alright, imagine that Bob is a very, very bad student, for example, and you can say, usually we don't say, oh, he's the worst student, but like an example, Bob is the worst student in the class. Again, where in the whole class he is just one. He is the worst student, right? We have our category again in the class and the superlative degree, the worst, the definite article the. And number 3 adjective is far. Far. Alright, so the comparative degree for this adjective will be farther. Farther. Or in some cases, you can see the different word for the adjective far. It's further. Further. I will write it like extra right now, and later I will explain. Right now we will use this one, okay? Farther. Farther, it means like far away, not close. Farther, right? For example, London, imagine that you live in Istanbul, right? Or you live in Turkey. Oh, you live in Istanbul. London is farther than Ankara, right? Let me write it. London is farther than Ankara. All right? So you are in a specific place, like Istanbul, and you say, London is farther to Istanbul, right, than Ankara. All right? And what do we have here in superlative degree? We have kind of a similar, but here you have to use est. The thing is that you add this th, right? Like extra. The farthest, or the furthest. This is extra, so I will explain to you maybe in the next level. Right now, we will remember just this construction, all right? So, for example, again, you live in Istanbul, imagine. You are in this specific place. But New York is the farthest to Istanbul, right? So we compare London, Ankara, and New York. New York is the farthest to Istanbul. Let me write it for you. New York is the farthest to Istanbul. So this is London, this is Ankara, this is Istanbul, and this is New York. You see the difference, right? So it's the farthest, very far away city, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 examples. So again, we have comparative degree, farther, and the farthest. All right. Comparison, superlative. Comparison, superlative. Comparison, superlative. Right? So repeat after me one more time. Good, better, the best. Next, bad, worse, the worst. All right. Far, farther, the farthest. Very good. Now, my friends, try to make your sentences. You can use, for example, the country, the city, or the table. The table is farther than chair, but the cupboard is the farthest to me, right? When you want to talk about the destination or something, or the difference in the place. So, plus, good, better, the best. Talk about your friends, talk about food, books, and so on. For example, this book is better than that book, but this book is the best, right? I told you, this day is the best day of my life. Make sentences from your real life and repeat them loudly. So that is all for today. I hope it was easy for you to understand. Just your task is to make sentences and to understand it like step by step. Make examples about your life slowly but steadily, and then you will have the progress in your English learning process. So I wish you good luck and I hope to see you next lesson. Take care.